A young boy had only one dream in life: to have a brand new bicycle. He wanted it so badly that he saved money from his allowance and from doing chores around the house for more than a year to buy it. Finally, the day came when he had saved enough money. He ran to the bike store full of joy and excitement. He looked at all the bikes in the store, but none of them were the one. Then he saw it, a beautiful red bicycle with shiny silver rims. It was love at first sight. The kid asked the owner if he could take it for a spin, and the owner agreed. As soon as the boy took the bike out on the street, he felt like he was on top of the world. He rode around the block, feeling the wind in his hair and the sun on his face. He couldn't stop smiling. But then he heard a voice. "Hey, you hit my car." The boy stopped and turned around. A man was standing in front of him, looking angry. The boy apologized, but the man wasn't having it. "I want you to pay for the damages," he demanded, pointing at the dented fender. The boy was shocked. He didn't mean to hit the man's car. He had been so focused on enjoying his new bike that he hadn't seen the man's car parked on the street. The boy tried to explain, but the man wasn't listening. He kept yelling at the boy, and the boy started crying. He didn't have any money to pay for the damages. All he had was the money he had saved for his bike. The boy thought about running away, but he knew that wouldn't solve anything. He was scared and confused, and he didn't know what to do. Then he saw an opportunity. The man's attention was focused on the bike. The boy quickly unlocked it and started riding away. He was hoping that the man wouldn't notice, but the man did. "Hey, get back here," he yelled. "You're not getting away that easily." The boy started pedaling faster, but the man was catching up to him. The boy could hear the man's footsteps getting closer and closer. He could also hear the man's angry voice yelling for him to stop. The boy didn't know how much longer he could keep this up. His legs were starting to burn, and he could feel the man's hot breath on his neck. He had to do something, and he did. He turned down a narrow alleyway between two buildings. The man was too big to fit through the opening, so the boy was able to escape. He didn't stop pedaling until he reached his home. He locked the bike in the garage and ran inside. He was out of breath, but he was safe. The boy thought he had outwitted the man, but he was wrong. The next day, the boy went to school with a heavy heart. He loved his new bike, but he couldn't enjoy it anymore. Every time he thought about the accident, he felt scared and guilty. He had never seen or heard from the man since the incident. But he was sure that the man would come back. He knew he had stolen the bike, and he was afraid the police would find out. The boy tried to focus on his schoolwork, but he couldn't concentrate. He kept thinking about the man and his bike. He felt trapped and desperate. Then he got an idea. He would return the bike to the store and tell the truth. That way, the store owner could fix the bike and sell it to someone else. The boy thought this was the right thing to do. He didn't want to keep the bike if it meant that someone else could get hurt. He packed his things and headed to the store. When the boy told the owner about the accident, the owner was surprised. He couldn't believe that someone would be so careless. But he also understood that the boy felt guilty and wanted to make things right. The owner agreed to help the boy, but he also warned him that the man might not be so forgiving. The boy knew that was a risk he had to take. The boy returned the bike to the man, and when the man saw the bike, his face turned red with anger. "What did you do to my bike?" he yelled. The boy explained what had happened, and the man listened quietly. When the boy was done, the man was silent for a moment. The boy thought he was going to be in trouble, but then the man did something unexpected. He put his arm around the boy's shoulder and said, "It's okay. Accidents happen. I'm just glad you're okay." The boy was relieved. He thought he was in trouble, but the man was being kind. The man asked the boy why he had returned the bike, and the boy explained that he felt guilty and wanted to make things right. The man smiled and said, "That's a very mature thing to do. I'm proud of you." The man apologized for yelling at the boy earlier and explained that he had been stressed, and it wasn't the boy's fault. The boy apologized for hitting the car and for running away. They talked for a while longer, and the boy learned that the man had a wife and kids, and that he was on his way to pick them up from school when the boy hit his car. The man also learned about the boy's love for bikes and his dream of having a new one. At the end of the conversation, the man said, "I have an idea." He took the boy to his car and opened the trunk. Inside was a brand new bike. It was red with shiny silver rims, just like the boy had dreamed of. The boy was stunned. He couldn't believe that the man was giving him a brand new bike. The man explained that he had bought the bike for his son, but his son had outgrown it, and it was too small for him. The man had planned to sell the bike, but after what had happened, he decided to give it to the boy. The boy was so grateful. He thanked the man and promised to take good care of the bike. The man smiled and said, "I know you will. You seem like a good kid. Just remember to be careful on the road." The boy promised to be careful, and then he took the bike home. He couldn't wait to show it to his parents. They were so happy for him, and they helped him fix it up. The boy loved his new bike. He rode it everywhere with his friends, and they had so much fun. He never forgot what the man had taught him about being careful on the road, and he also never forgot the kindness that the man had shown him. The boy grew up and became a successful businessman. He never forgot the importance of being honest and doing the right thing. He also never forgot the kindness of the stranger who had given him a bike and taught him an important lesson about life. The boy often thought about the man and wondered how he was doing. He hoped that the man and his family were happy and healthy. One day, many years later, the boy saw a familiar face. It was the man from the bike store. The boy ran to him and hugged him tightly. The man was surprised but happy to see the boy again. They talked for hours about their lives, and the boy told the man about all the success he had achieved. The boy also thanked the man for giving him the bike and for teaching him an important lesson about life. The man smiled and said, "You were always a good kid. I knew you would do great things." They parted ways after the long conversation, and the boy went on with his life. But he never forgot the valuable lesson he had learned from the man and the bike. To watch another similar video, click one of the videos on the screen now.